Sapning guys, Streddy Eddie here, back with another video. I am today joined by Tony Maloney.
With Peroni.
Tony Maroney with Peroni.
It's gross.
And we are also with Kasia Bashul.
Hello.
I'm a little robot. Hello Kasia, how are you?
I'm very good, how are you?
I'm a little robot, but now I'm a monster. Okay.
Oh,
I should do it all like this.
no.
Right, welcome back to Tony plus Kasia. Last of Us episode
8.
Last of Us episode 8 TV review.
What do you want?
Name's David. This here's my friend James.
There's room for you in our group if you want.
You won't survive for long out there.
I don't mean to question your sense of mercy, David. She's just another mouth to feed.
8. Right.
Sapning guys, okay, we are back. Episode 8, here we go. Tony Maloney, kick us off.
Right. So this one, how did it start? A little catch up for last episode, which was the Left Behind episode.
Yep.
Which I was not part of.
Yes, you were on holiday. How was your holiday? We want to know. The viewers want to know.
Lots of drinking, lots of partying, lots of activities.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was really good.
What was your favourite part?
Swimming.
Yeah?
In an indoor 30-degree, like, suburban tropical water park.
Not skinny dipping then?
Unfortunately not. Family's around.
No one would complain.
Yeah, it was really good. They had an outdoor rapids, which you, like, a really thin rapids, so you jump into it, you slide right round the other side to the other side of the pool.
Okay.
In, like, some, like, shallow rapids on your belly. It's really good.
Fair enough. Nice. Right, episode 9.
-1.
Oh yeah, in the last episode, because Kasia was standing in last episode, and last episode they were talking about the Left Behind. So go on, give us. Did you like the Left Behind episode?
I did. Yeah, it was very true to the game, which is what I'm going to this whole show from the mindset of a gamer and what they've done differently. I'm always comparing it to that base point.
Yeah,
and it was pretty good. They kept most of it.
Cool.
The characters were good.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoyed it. It was a good episode.
Yeah. They got pretty much everything in there, and it was okay. I don't know. I feel like as time's going on, I'm liking the episodes less and less.
Oh, okay. Well, to me, it's been pretty standard the whole way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the last two have been really comparatively good compared to the first episodes of the game. These ones have followed it kind of true.
Yeah.
Until the last 2 minutes of this one.
Episode 8, we are starting with Joel still not being very well. And it doesn't even start with Ellie. It starts with...
Yeah, David and James.
David, yeah.
Yeah, so we get a bit of backstory to their cult before we even meet them, which is, again, they've been doing that a lot with a lot of characters. Like, it's better when you don't meet the characters first and you have to, learn about them as you're with Ellie. Like, it's their journey, you're with them, but this time it's not. You're a character separately. You see stuff that they're not privy to. Yeah. Which is a, storytelling choice they've made.
Do you play the game of these guys before?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
They're in it.
And what, just living in the village and all that?
Well, you don't get to see the village at all.
You don't know there's families there.
You do once Ellie's there.
You don't really see much.
You don't see much apart from her running around in the fog, killing people.
Literally. In the fog. Yeah, you couldn't see anything. Yeah,
so James is, what you're saying is actually...
I think, this is correct. I'm not going to be called out when it's I think it's Troy Baker, the voice of Joel in the game.
Okay.
I think it's the actual person.
It did, to be honest, it did sound quite a lot like Joel.
I tried to hear it, but he's definitely put a voice on.
Yeah.
I was trying to hear Joel in it. I couldn't hear much of Joel.
Maybe that's more his normal voice, and the Joel voice is a voice he puts on.
Possibly. But yeah, I hope it's true and it is actually him.
Yeah.
I won't be called out afterwards.
I feel like Ellie was the weakest part of this episode. I feel like David and the other one, James.
Yeah. Troy Baker.
Troy Baker, yeah. I feel like they done really well. And how much did Joel have to do apart from stabbing and killing?
He didn't. Did he say much this episode?
Yeah, not really. Just those few lines when he's interrogating.
Yeah, so this was Ellie's episode to shine. This was her, she was the main character this episode. And she's all right. It's just we're comparing it to the game Ellie, and it's just...
She just feels very young, doesn't she? She doesn't have that adult confidence.
True.
She had a potty mouth in previous episodes and wanted to be acting bigger than she was. But in this, she didn't seem very assertive, making any kind of decisions for herself.
I mean, that's what she's going for, I think. The scared girl. But that's not the Ellie we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ellie just seems to be the only different thing that's different from the game. Quite often, I pretty much agree with you, as you said. The game did it better on this episode with the cannibals or what have you.
Yeah. Well, no, the script is still the same. It's just the way she says it. Yeah, like the inclination.
Yeah.
She's saying the same things, but they're completely the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like the whole buddy boy bit. It's just like she says it like
buddy boy.
She just hasn't got the same charisma. Yeah. I'd say as Ellie. So it doesn't. The word she's saying doesn't come off as well.
Yeah.
But if you have not, if you saw it without that game knowledge, you wouldn't care.
Yeah, I guess so. He goes back to Ellie and she's hunting a deer to feed Joel and herself. And before she sees the deer, she sees the rabbit. But of course, because she's not using a bow and arrow, she can't kill the rabbit with a bow and arrow.
Yeah, that was the iconic scene from the game that a lot of people saw and was like, oh my God, how dare they?
At least they kept the rabbit there, but there was no reference to that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
And yeah, she shoots the deer drops the blood, and the deer leads Ellie to David and James or whatever. And their interaction the first time is very, very similar. This episode cut out a lot of the video game stuff where Ellie slowly learns to trust David.
Oh yeah, because they have that big epic battle,
big fight,
bloaters and all sorts.
Yeah, none of that.
I forgot about that. There's been no zombies this whole show.
No, in this whole episode.
I expected another big
fight. Yeah, I was like, oh, there's got to be some action in this episode.
I just didn't. I forgot about that whole.
That's a wicked section to play through in the game.
Yeah, and like the steel mill or whatever it is.
Yeah, they could learn to fight alongside each other, and then they could actually bond.
Right, you've made me lose a lot of respect for that episode now. I forgot that happened.
Literally, it's rushed through it.
Yeah.
And then she gets locked up. Joel finally gets up and enough to be able to kill. Ellie leaves him a knife, and that is enough for him to be able to protect himself and take on the people that are trying to kill him. But there's got to be at least 5.
No, I think there was 3, because there's 5 left and 2 were dragging the horse back, supposedly.
Okay.
And the other 3 were left to go to door to door, and they're the ones he killed.
Okay.
But what I understand is what they've taken it from in the game. There's like a time skip.
Yeah.
So Ellie's been locked up and she's David's pet. In this, they don't even know Ellie's alive. They have no idea because they've still stayed in the town the whole time.
Yeah.
So when Joel was interrogating them, she's like, "Oh yeah, she's still alive."
So in the game,
know that.
Is it assumed that they go back to the town?
Yeah. The guys that come after them
again
is other people. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But these were the same guys that hunted her, so they don't know that Ellie's alive. But we'll just assume for the sake of story.
Yeah. And losing track of myself.
So she exchanged the deer for the medicine, didn't she?
Yeah, she was trying to exchange the deer for the medicine. The medicine gets brought back. David lets the cat out of the bag that he knows that she's with another person, Joel. And for some reason, even in this, it doesn't make it fully clear. It's kind of ambiguous why David wants to keep Ellie around anyway. I guess they try to give him a reason in this that he wants someone more his equal, but he takes Ellie back, locks her up, and tries to turn her to their cause.
To be honest, he's been nice the whole time. There was no evilness to him that I could see.
Yeah, Ellie's been like a lot nicer to people that have given her more of a reason to.
Yeah.
Like Henry and
Sam.
Henry and Sam.
Yeah.
At least Henry and Sam pointed guns at them. David didn't even point a gun at them. And Ellie's, maybe she's more on the defensive because she hasn't got Joel around. As David tries to feed her, she sees an ear on the ground and realises they're killing their own people, or not necessarily killing their own people, at least eating their own people.
Yeah, because they haven't got enough meat. They said that.
You're going to chop me up into little pieces.
I'd rather not.
But I mean, it was only like, it was ambiguous whether they were or they weren't. That's like spelling it out to them.
Yeah.
There's an ear on the floor.
Yeah.
But he's got good, he justified it well.
He's trying to look after his people in extraordinary circumstances.
Exactly.
And he's kind of explains he was a bad guy before.
And we were like, trying to work out whether that meat they cooked was human or not. We're like, it's dark. Is it really human meat? We don't know.
And it's not necessarily explained, but they serve up the food to the kid whose father died.
Yeah.
And it's heavily insinuated that he's feeding her own dad to her.
Yeah, he is.
Then they have the confrontation. Ellie snaps the finger of David, and he was talking to her, trying to turn her, and then he says, "Oh, what do I tell to the others now?" And her reply is, "Well, Ellie." He goes, "What?" He goes, "My name is Ellie. Tell him that Ellie
is the girl that broke your fucking fingers."
Yeah. And then he's like, "Oh, how did you put it? Little pieces." Saying he's going to cut her up.
Yeah, and I think then it cuts. Then it cuts to Joel. I think getting up from his slumber.
Yeah. And making his way to the town after he's tortured a couple of people.
Yeah.
Using the whole knife to point towards.
That bit I think was done pretty well.
Yeah.
I think that was true to the game. Yeah. I mean, obviously, Pedro doesn't have the same. What's the word? Anger, not anger, but like roughness. Viciousness as Joel. He didn't seem as. He seemed too tame.
Yeah.
But that's just Pedro.
Yeah. He's playing a different Joel as well, or one that's a bit more warm from the world instead of against the world.
A bit more anxious, anxiety.
Yeah. And then in the video game, it's quite a drawn-out sequence where Ellie's running away from David.
Yeah.
Where she runs away, she kills some people in the town. She's running through fog. They're trying to chase and find her, and then it eventually ends up in the barn. Gets caught on fire.
Yeah, because she goes to escape, and he comes through the door, doesn't, and locks it behind him.
Yeah.
And that's how she's trapped in there with him. But this one, I think, how did she get in there? She just ran from the cutting room into the restaurant.
It was straight away.
Yeah,
straight away. Like I thought they were going to drag it out a little bit more cat and mouse, a bit more tension. A few, because in the game you got like four or five attempts, and it gets progressively harder as he's hunting her down. And they didn't really bring that across. They didn't show her fear and her struggle and her how one-sided it actually is. He just says, "Oh, I'm a mean person. You don't know what I'm capable of," and then she instantly gets him. So, yeah.
I mean, again, they have to. It's an episode. They can't drag it out, I guess.
Yeah, but it felt like a short episode. Though. Was it shorter than? What was the runtime?
Wasn't the first one like an hour and a half? First episode.
What the one?
Of episode
before?
1, I think it was like an hour and a half. They haven't done that since. Yeah.
And we're running out. We've only got one episode left.
Even the Bill and Frank was an hour.
Yeah,
but no.
They took their time with those characters.
Yeah. Side characters get more preferential treatment.
After this, all they've got to do is Giraffe.
Yeah.
Him talking to her about, there's a lot to get through. Giraffe, him talking to her about, is it all worth it? Do you really want to carry on doing this?
Is that what they talk about?
After the Giraffe.
Okay.
And she goes, "Oh, it needs to be work all for something."
Oh, yeah. Can't be for nothing.
Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah.
And then...
In fact, no, this is spoilers, maybe.
Heavy spoilers.
Yeah,
whatever.
just gloss over this.
Yeah, and then all the stuff with the Fireflies and afterwards. And that last sequence, if they don't take their time with that, then...
Well, no, the last episode's going to divide fans, as spoken by Bella.
Well...
So
they think they've done better than the game. We'll see.
Don't stop in that. That whole restaurant sequence when she's like chopping him up at the end. In the game, it cuts to music, and then Joel finds her as he's doing that, and she's like frenzied because she's just doing that, and he hugs her. And it's like so much, it's better without the sound.
It pulls her away from that moment.
Yeah.
In this show, she
had time to
finds
breathing
her
room.
own way out.
Yeah, didn't need that.
Completely independently. Goes outside. She looks dazed, yes, but she's not in that fury moment. Not Joel pulling her back from the brink. So
they changed that. They didn't need to. Just cut to music and then have him find her at that moment. Would have been just so much better.
And the video game, there's a scene where the knife is still stuck in.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
David. But they didn't even show David at all in this. They didn't even show Ellie even covered in blood. Like, really, anime style, right?
The camera
she
got some
needs
spatter.
to be covered in
Kill
blood.
Bill.
Kill Bill style, yeah. Her hair needs to be drenched, matted, and fucking just like eyes, just all red apart from eyes. And that's what she should have been coming out.
Yeah.
Like, because she's like bathed in blood.
Well, yeah,
because
the way
baptism of fire.
Yeah, the way they did it, like even the camera was getting splattered.
Yeah,
Like proper.
Yeah, it was getting
Yeah.
blurrier as it goes. So and she came out pretty clean after that.
Yeah.
Like, it's like they've just backtracked. They're happy to do blood in the shadows, but when it comes to it, I've got to keep it PG-13.
That's true. Yeah.
Maybe there's not much blood in the brain.
Well, not in his brain.
No.
Or many veins that are pumping blood very quickly.
But she did go to town.
So that's pretty much that. And then, yeah, they're reunited. And for some reason, as we discussed, Joel must have gone around and killed everyone else in the town because there's no one else there. And they got enough time to just have a
Yeah, the
moment.
barn's been on fire for what? How long does it take to burn? 5 minutes to get that much fire going?
Or at least if even if they're not going to come and attack Joel, like they could come and see what's going on and be happy that they've been liberated by David. So
yeah. So
suspense
how did it end? They just
disbelief.
sort of just wandered off into the distance.
That was kind of it, wasn't it? Was
Yeah.
it? That's how they put it, how they did it. Ugh. So yeah, that for me is quite quick and quite simple.
I think because a lot happened, and then again, not a lot happened compared to what.
Yeah,
should have
to be
happened.
honest, yes, I do like this story in the game, but I could have done without this. Really,
What, the whole David chapter?
this whole thing, man. Like, there wasn't enough blood. They didn't take the time with the characters. They tried to give them a different motive. Mm-hmm. They kept the dialogue pretty true, but they changed the story, and I didn't see the point. What are you telling us? Oh, people are running out of food now. In the winter when there's not so much.
There's cannibals. Yeah, it's going to happen.
I don't know. I don't feel like I learned anything from this world, from this episode, but that's just me. Kasia, what do you think?
Yeah, it was quite a quick one. It was a very fast episode. But then
But was it a good episode? Because I can see you're looking at it from a different viewpoint.
You don't
it wasn't as good as the last one, I guess. But it was a lot about Ellie, I guess. And the way that she was trying to survive without Joel.
It feels like Ellie hasn't, like, the whole last episode was showing the backstory, Ellie, her drives, her motives. It showed, like, a learning, developmental part of Ellie, their journey where Ellie has to do it on her own. I don't feel like Ellie had grown from the last episode to this.
The whole left behind.
Yeah.
Her two solo episodes.
The last episode was just about her past,
It
wasn't
was
it?
a flashback, yes.
Yeah.
But it was a decision. The whole flashback was a decision making process for her to be like, I'm not going to leave him behind. I'm going to hold together and do every last little thing. Which, might be hard to show, but like, she was foraging food for them. There wasn't much to that. She's like, okay, we're hungry. I'll get food, and then.
Yeah.
It felt like Ellie was reset again. It felt like a new episode and independent of what happened before. So, I don't know. That's just my viewpoint on that one. So, you like it, Kasia?
Not as much as the last one. She just felt very indecisive, and you would think that she's going to be... Because we watched that little bit about the game, and it just shows her more of a like capable person in the game than in here. In here, she
definitely.
seems...
Yeah.
Not maybe necessarily like a child, but just not as capable as she could have been. Especially because she went through that school, didn't she? Where she was learning how to fight and
Fed for school.
be able to cope on her own. And here she just she seems very emotional, and you would think she'd be more like calm and knew what she's doing. Well, maybe not knew what she's doing, but more calm and like decisive and more sure of her decisions and the paths that she's taken in the show. She seems very pragmatic.
Well,
Is
the
it
plot points that drive the characters forward is that she needs to get herself to the Fireflies, so they have an end result. Without Joel helping to make that decision, she's on pause. So that their motives are on pause. So there's nothing for her to do apart from look after Joel. There's nothing in the world for her to do.
She didn't really have a struggle either, because it was all over so quick. In terms of her, she just got locked in a cage, chopped a guy, and then chopped him, like in about the space of what, like
killing machine,
10 minutes?
Done. She didn't. They didn't show too much struggle.
Like in the game, she escapes and goes through town. And she gets hunted through town.
And then walking on glass.
Yeah.
Walking on glass as Dave tries to hunt her down. But okay, let's call it there then. Should we go to final verdicts? Who wants to go first?
I will.
Tony, go on then.
7 out of 10.
That's
Still
quite
good. You know, as ratings go, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I'd enjoy it. I just think they could have changed a little bit, like the ending. That would have made it a bit better for me.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm a bit sad about the whole lack of zombies again.
Yeah.
But I'll give it a 7 despite
And
that.
I say it again, another episode down, they haven't spoken about how these zombies are all interconnected. I said they weren't going to come back to that. They changed it for no reason, for that one episode, and then so they can get the zombie kiss. And then they've forgotten about the zombies completely, which is fine. It's not necessarily about the zombies, but still, what's the point of changing it?
Has it been 2 episodes of zombies so far?
Huh?
Has it been 2 episodes of zombies? Actual, like there's been references to them, but actual zombies in the episode.
Well, they're in the background, aren't they?
Barely. If that.
You got the clickers.
Yeah, they had that one episode in the museum that sort of
showing the danger of the clickers,
and that was the same episode as the Hive, I think, that ran at them after they got the test. So we had that episode.
And then the ones of them coming out the ground.
Yeah, and that's it with Karen Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. For a
Kasia?
show.
I'd give it 7 as well. At the end of the day, although maybe she didn't act like you would expect her to, she managed to take care of Joe, and she fought and she was strong. So I would give her 7. Maybe we're taking her for granted too much.
Yeah.
That girl that's playing her, maybe she just has like a hidden idea of what she's gonna do at the end of it. Maybe she wants to show more of a growth in the next episode than...
It's the last episode.
No, next episode is the last one,
as far as
isn't it?
character development go, you're going a bit late in the storyline.
Yeah, but now she went through a lot in this episode, didn't she? Almost being raped and all that and having to cope on her own. Maybe that's the growing episode. And
Maybe
who knows, maybe the next one is going to be when she actually becomes
They got a lot of explaining to do to get cram that one in the last episode.
Next one's going to be 2 hours.
Well, next episode's going to set up for the next season, really. So they've got a lot more to do than just the game. Because the game ended
20 minutes.
pretty conclusively, personally. So they've got to set up that. I don't know how they're going to do it because I've heard the running time's not long. It's not a long one.
Really?
I think it's like 50 minutes or something.
Maybe they're
divide the fan base. This is where we all switch and hate on the internet. We're all going to hate on it and give it 1 out of 10.
Review bombing.
Review bombies.
No, I wouldn't do that. But
so, Kasia,
Yeah,
you're
I
not
would
impressed
give
on
it
this one?
It was good enough. I would give it 7.
7. Okay. I'm probably going to go a little bit lower. I'm going a bit lower. 5 is kind of midway. Okay, very average.
yeah.
I, even after saying that, I can't. I really feel like I don't even want to give it any more than that.
Really? Lower than 5.
I really didn't like Ellie in this episode. Dave was kind of interesting. That they tried to give him a bit more of a backstory and motive, but it's like the enemies at the end of the second game. Right? You got to give me no development. You give me no backstory. These people are hungry. That's the backstory of this town.
Yeah.
They're hungry. They need food. That's kind of it.
But that's why they're cannibals, which is like, that makes sense. They're not just doing it for the sake of it. They're doing it to survive. And this game's about survival.
Why is he so scary? What's he done? Like, is it just like gossip? They're all just kind of quietly scared of him.
Just because he backhands a girl and says you've got a father. And do you mean the Lord?
It doesn't seem like he would be in charge for very long.
No.
He's not really treating his people very well. He says he is, but so yeah, that, and then Joel was okay. I did enjoy seeing him talk to those people, and it's nice to see Joel on screen, even if whatever. But yeah, I didn't feel like I had any of those real character beats that really paid off. I don't feel at any moment like, yeah, I'm really glad I saw that. So yeah, I'm going to 6. That's
still pretty generous then.
That is quite generous. I am being generous. I do want to like it. I'm not going down to a 5 just yet. But yeah, it is the low point for me of the series so far. This episode, I wasn't hyped on it. It just kind of flew by. really.
Yeah, I'm hearing that sort of mentioned in like forums and stuff. The sort of mood is shifting.
You're watching forums already? You've only just seen the episode.
Not about this episode, about the ones going forward.
Okay.
I'm on the Last of Us and number 2 subreddits. So I see a lot of just random posts. Haven't read number 8 yet.
Spoilers.
And in the game, did you have like the continuation of from the last episode when both of the girls gets bitten? Did you have the continuation of that?
No,
or
you don't
just
find out
finish?
what happened.
All right. I was hoping it's gonna start from that point.
I would have liked to actually. Yeah,
it would be nice, wouldn't it?
Because we don't know
exactly
if she was the one to
happened.
kill Riley. Like she's killed someone. We don't know who that is yet.
Yeah, that was a mystery box that's kind of set up. And again, I bet they don't even touch on it. These are important things that they put in that they thought the audience are going to forget.
No, the first person she kills is to save Joel. That was always the point of it.
But okay, cool. Let's cut it there unless you got any other thoughts for the next episode.
I will leave it till the end of the episode to make
Do you have
my
high
final...
hopes for the next episode?
No.
No?
No. I mean, only
Not
because...
pumped for the season finale.
No, because they're tying it with the second game, and the second game is where a lot of things didn't work. And they're going to try and... If they try and go...
The second game is something
beat
we're
for
all trying
beat
to
to the
forget.
game. We'll keep that for another year, another season. The next one will be like critiquing the next episode. Review will be critiquing.
Critiquing, we're not enjoying.
Picking the whole thing
we'll do
apart.
it, but we're not enjoying it.
Yeah.
Anyway, cool. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully that wasn't too long. We've recorded for 30 minutes there, so we'll see. Probably end up being 20 minutes.
Chop it down.
Thank you very much for watching. This has been Ed and Tony plus Kasia
Bye.
TV reviews, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Adios.
After all we've been through, it can't be for nothing. There's no halfway with this. We finish what we started.